Hi, and welcome to Manifestation Mondays with Marcy. I'm Marcy Newman, your host here today, and I think we have a very interesting subject to talk about, particularly because very often there is this belief that prayer will accelerate manifestation. So I think we have to do a little bit of really deep exploration here. And let's begin by talking about what prayer is. So, prayer typically is seen as a conversation between a person um, and their interpretation of God. God being the giver, right? Which is why the prayer was initiated. So, what happens during this conversation, which is often one sided, is that the person who is doing the praying, of course, is approaching the energy that they see as holding the potential for their heart's desires to come to life. And what I've seen, I don't know if this has been your experience, but what I've seen is that very often when there's something in particular that people are really yearning for, that they may go into prayer every single time that they think about this object or the object of their desires. And so what happens is that the prayer itself becomes very intense, doesn't it? The prayer also is given in a way that is somewhat beseeching, right? You are praying your heart out that you are going to receive this, that you're going to experience this yearning brought into manifestation form. And when this happens, when the energy itself becomes so accelerated that it enters your mind to pray every single time you think about what it is that you want to experience, there's something that happens that I think actually may surprise you. And that is rather than feeding the energy of faith, for instance, you are feeding the energy of lack. So every time that you are continually praying for, as I said, this object or this event or this occasion to take place, you're coming from a place where you are feeling a lack of it. And so you continually are praying for the fruition. Well, what we know about the law of attraction, which is at the basis of our manifestation, is that energy is always seeking out other energy just like itself. So let's stop there. If you're coming from a place of lack, what is the potential of that energy that you're sending out into the universe? The potential of that energy is to feed your energy field with more lack. This may be shocking to you. It typically is for people that I share this with, but you know, I'm privy to a lot of prayer circles and people who are such devoted prayers. And prayer has such an important part to play in our lives for a number of reasons. And we're going to talk about that at another time. But I really want to bring into the light this energy of lack that so often comes when you are repeatedly asking for the same thing. You see, when you make a request of the universe, you're making that request in two different ways. Number one, through your voice, right? You're saying, I want this. But you're also making the request through the energy that's associated with your emotional connection to that. Now, what we know is that compared one to the other, your emotion has more clout than the words that you use. And not to dismiss the power of your words, because it's very powerful. However, if there is this emotional connection to what it is you are praying for, what it is that you're putting out to the universe, that is coming from this place of lack, which is often accompanied by desperation, you can bet that that is the energy that's going to come back to you in one form or another. And I don't know about you, but that's not what I want to experience when I am particularly working on a manifestation project that I want to be successful, because I know it's going to enhance my life and the lives of those around me. And by the way, really the that's really the purpose of our ability to create, right? It's the ability to create that which is for our highest good, but also the highest good of all. So, getting back to this energy of lack or desperation, keep in mind then what you're also creating and how it will have an impact on others. So, if you're constantly putting out this energy, lack, desperation, um, why does this work for everyone except me? Why do I keep getting back more and more of nothing? Why am I in this place over and over in my relationships or in what I want to really experience? Why doesn't it ever come to fruition? There's your answer. It's because the emotional content of what you are sending out into the universe does not have the capacity to bring back to you what you do want to experience. So let's look at the second part of the law of attraction. So remember, the first part is that energy is always seeking out other energy just like itself. So it is going out into the universe and it's collecting all of that energy, bringing it back to you like a little puppy dog with your slippers. The second part of the law of attraction is that it says to us that whatever you put your focus on is going to expand. So not only will the universe be working to bring all of that energy back to you, but so will you. Because in the expansiveness of that lack, of that desperation, of that woe is me, of that nothing ever happens for me, of that being separate from the abundance and prosperity of this magnificent world, from that place, you are actually creating your own self sabotage. So you are creating an energy field then that can only attract that energy back to you. So it's like a double whammy that you are putting yourself in and hoping that you're going to have this incredible result. It's impossible. And it's not anything I'm making up. This is science. Energy is always seeking out other energy just like itself. Whatever you put your focus on is going to expand. Makes perfect sense, right? Particularly if the universe is partnering with you and bringing more of that energy back to you. So, in answer to the question, does prayer help or hinder you in your manifestation? It all depends on that prayer. So, I'm going to leave that with you food for thought, but also it's a point where you can now choose to do something differently. So here's my question to you. What do you think might happen if, when you're thinking of this event or relationship or manifestation of something physical in your world, and your heart is filled with joy and filled with gratitude and filled with anticipation of delight, what do you think you'll be getting back to you? Hmm. I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear some examples of how you put this to work. And of course, I would love to hear how much this has resonated with you and how eager you are to subscribe and to share this information so that we can all be living the lives that we are meant and deserve to be living. So, with that, I'd like to leave this affirmation with you. I am. I am the creator of all that I experience. I am powerful. I am clear. And I am ready to receive. So much love to you. I'll see you right back here next week. And in the meantime, make sure to check out the other videos on this channel. Check out my playlist, Creating Self-Love Lifestyles. You are going to absolutely love those videos. And again, leave your comments, share them with your friends, and come back. Be live with me. All right? It's so much fun to have you here. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and many blessings to your manifestations.